My name is Brian Terry, and welcome to AWS On Air. And I'm joined here with my friend and my co-host. How about you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Suman Devnath. I'm a principal developer advocate here at AWS, and I predominantly focus around data engineering and analytics. And I'm super excited to be here because this topic is around machine learning.
Yes, it is. It's cool. And if this is your first time joining us, we're happy that you're here because this is an exciting segment. We're actually going to be talking about some really cool features around the service Lex. So let's have our hosts introduce themselves.
Sure. Marcelo Silva, I'm a product manager for Amazon Lex.
Awesome, awesome. Lex, for me, is a really exciting feature. I think Lex actually just improves mankind in general. I think with its capabilities, I think it just saves time and it helps us do a lot of cool things.
100%.
So for some of our customers and viewers, can you explain what Lex is?
Sure. So Lex is a conversational AI interface that allows you to put any kind of voice or chat, text, if you will, in front of any application. So you can put this as your interface for a mobile app, even for a contact center. So instead of you calling the contact center and hitting an agent, you hit a virtual agent that can, even faster, fix your problems.
Super cool.
Absolutely. And I guess we are going to talk about today about IVR, interactive voice response. So can you just explain a little bit what it is and how it fits together with Lex?
Sure. So IVR, or interactive voice response system, is a conversational AI, a chatbot, to a certain extent, that's very different from what you're accustomed to. I'm sure that you guys have experienced this thing that you call a phone number, and it goes into a very rigid voice transcription. Press 1 for account. Press 2 if you want savings. Press 3 if you want checking and all that. The difference with conversational AI is that you don't have this rigid format. With artificial intelligence, machine learning, and automation, the bot comes to you and say, how can I help you? And then you can say whatever you want. Where's my account balance? I want to get a loan. And those intents automatically go and get fulfilled by the bot. So it's not rigid, and it's using machine learning to get to your intentions, if you will.
Super interesting. I think myself personally, I think I've ran across this before. Recently, I was ordering something for Amazon, and I had an issue with my order, and I was able to to conversate with a bot about my order, and it was like really simple. It almost felt like I was talking to a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm amazed on how far this technology has come.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so speaking of that, can you talk a little bit about what customers are doing with this technology, other than helping me with my Amazon orders?
So today we are here to talk about contact center and IVRs, right? How these interactive voice response systems help the contact center, right? Our contact center customers to create the virtual agent. So when we call, we get to a virtual agent, perhaps routed to the right SME that can help us as fast as possible to reduce the hold times and how long it takes for us to get whatever we want done faster, right? So one of the things that we have to be very clear is that we have amazing customers. They're super excited about this technology and just want to make sure that they improve their customer experience. They want to deflect the calls, contain the calls, increase their customer satisfaction, and that's what a conversational bot does, because they don't stay on the phone long. They hit the right associate that can help them as fast as possible. So that's what we are here to talk about.
Excellent. So I guess this is more human. So it's like the interaction is more human and it's more natural. And at times when I first learned this, I realized that I've been talking to these bots for the last 6 months without realizing it, right? So, and as Brian rightly mentioned, I think the turnaround time between the customer and the business, got shrink down because of this, and
100%.
it's quite efficient, right? So. You touched upon, few of our customers, but can you just explain, how this conversational AI is being received by the community or, in the customer? Like, what is the feedback that you have received so far?
Yeah, again, feedback is incredible. They really like this conversational instead of the rigid format that they used to have in the past. Really drives to their intentions, which is reduced what we call create the containment, which means as much as the virtual assistant can do on a self-service manner instead of hitting a human. And at the same time, we have customers in all kinds of segments: finance, airlines, travel and hospitality, and hotels, insurance, and all that. So,
Yeah.
telcos,
Man, this
to
is
name a few.
this is super cool. I mean,
Yeah.
because just talking about these features, I'm thinking in my mind, how can I use this to talk to my family? Like have an AI Brian talk to my family and answer all the questions.
So when they call and say, hey, when you come, when are you going to come visit? You go, I love you.
So yeah, this is super cool. So let's dive into it. So
Sure.
I understand you have a demo today.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Let's quickly run into that. Let me show you some slides. So give a quick preamble, and then we go to what this is all about.
All right.
Okay? Okay. Just reduce my... Okay. So we'll be talking about how we design, build, and deploy Amazon Lex
Yeah.
for RVR use cases from the contact center, okay? So let's get started. So I've already introduced Lex as what the product does, what
Right.
the service does, what's the machine learning aspects of it. I'm going to go into some amount of detail on that. Then we're going to talk about these contact center use cases. Very simple 3 use cases that you're going to relate to immediately. Then we're going to go to this demo. How do we apply these new IVR features that we are talking about to increase the fidelity of our automated speech recognition? And then we're going to talk about how the customers can get started on this right away.
Excellent.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's quickly go through our natural language AI services. We are, after all, a remark, so we have to talk about our products, right? We have things like Comprehend, for example, that does all the natural language processing. Kendra for intelligent search, great partner of Lex in the contact center space to provide the self-service support. Lex, which is what we're focusing on today, which is the conversational AI interface, both in voice and text, that gives machine learning and natural language understanding this oomph on our chatbots, right? And we have everything up to transcribe that does our speech to text and a variety of other products. Okay, so why do we need this conversational AI interfaces, right? The rigid format was bad. The thing is, it's natural. As you talked about, you don't know even if you're talking to a bot. It's a natural conversation. It's extremely on demand. The agent has to go to sleep, has to eat. This guy is on all the time.
Yeah.
You can get help from him all the time. Is running on it, is doing its thing, and so forth. Is accessible, right? You don't have to be typing. You can be on your car, and you use your hands-free voice to talk to the bot, right? And at the same time, it's extremely efficient. We're trying to get you to your resolution and customer satisfaction as fast as possible, right? So that's what the drive for this service. So what is Lex? Again, as I mentioned, this high-quality text-to-speech language understanding that can be an interface to any application. You can embed into a website. You can put in front of a mobile app, embed into a mobile app. Easy. As AWS, fully managed service. You don't have to do any infrastructure. Sorry, Brian. It's an AWS service it's an AI service on an AWS platform. Nothing you need to do. Scales automatically. You just deploy. If you get 1 call or 1,000 calls, it scales up and down. And in true cloud fashion, you just pay for what you use. Right?
Super.
And it's a native integration with our services, Kendra, to do agent assist, just search for a document that can help the assistant, or even do things like, Polly, as I mentioned, to do our speech, our voice synthesis to take text and respond back to the customer.
Again, talking about like, taking these services and then bolting on to them to build what you need, right? And
Exactly.
you're talking exactly about that.
Cool. Okay, so let's talk about these use cases. From left to right, you have the most complex, self-service. Self-service means you call a chatbot, and to the end, you get what you want. You never talk to a human being. You go and say, I want to make a booking reservation in a hotel. You have your, it tells you, oh, okay, I understand you want to make a booking. What city you want and all this kind of stuff. And at the end, hey, your reservation is, see you on, July 4th. Intelligent routing, it's extremely important. We want to contain these calls, but at the same time, get you the right person that can help you do it. So we collect some information, we identify the caller, we know it's Brian, we know that Brian has a huge savings account to be able to travel to see his family. And then the bot goes and takes him to the proper agent to be able to help him out, right?
Excellent.
We have information capture, which is just collecting a couple key types of things before you go to a generalist queue of a bunch of agents that can help you the best way possible. But all these interactions are trying to make you get to your objective as fast as possible without having to take turns, right? That you go, one agent passes you to the other and all that. We want to get you to the proper place. So, as I mentioned, booking a hotel. Again, this is where the machine learning comes into the bot. You call a number, you have a voice synthesis you say, book a hotel in Las Vegas. Yeah. In this case, New York City, in Las Vegas. Wow. The automatic speech recognition parses that, takes that into a transcript, and then the natural language understanding understands the content what you're trying to do. You're trying to book a hotel, so it goes to a hotel booking intent. You're eliciting an intent to book a hotel and says, hey, New York or Las Vegas. And then goes into a dialogue that's going to have you to get some input, what we call slots. And it says, hey, I know you're going to want to go to New York City, but when do you want to arrive? And you say a day. How many days you're going to be there? The cool thing that you will appreciate, you both appreciate, we have connection to Lambda. To that, we can do all kinds of things in the back end. I can go and search for Brian's information and get what he likes, what type of activities or type of hotels he wants. I can get his credit card information to help him expedite when he tells me what the credit card number. I can give him offers. Hey, today we have this offer for 4th of July that if you stay for 3 days, he's going to do all these cool things. And at the end, of course, a confirmation. Then he goes to Polly. Polly takes the text, turns into speech, and says, Brian, you're confirmed. You're coming on April 19th.
Amazing.
This is incredible, right? So I think more I see technology like this, I feel that I'm getting old because those days are gone when you have to call a hotel strictly from morning 9 to evening 5 o'clock to book any slot, right? So now it's 24/7. It's just like within few seconds, right? Yeah.
And knowing who you are, they can personalize the experience to you.
Your hotel is booked for April 19th.
There you go.
Wow.
Cool, huh?
Very cool. That's exciting stuff.
So let me show you a quick interaction. Okay? So this is going to be an interaction of, we're just going to see a little portion of it. Someone calling into Lex.
Hi. Welcome to Acme Bank customer service. To get started, please tell me your customer number.
123456.
Thanks, Diego. How can I help? You can check account balances, order checks, or change your address.
What's the balance in my checking account?
Diego, the balance for your checking account is $294.05. Is there anything else I can help with?
Transfer $500 from my savings account.
Wow.
Hi. Welcome to Acme Bank customer service.
So, as you can see, the interaction, right? It's
very
seamless.
Natural.
Very natural. He says what he wants. The bot understands the intent. And the cool thing about the machine learning aspects is that phrase that he says, what's my account balance? He could have said in so many different ways. You just have to put a couple utterances of samples what the customer probably can say. and based on the language understanding and the scoring of the words close to one another, you would understand variations of that. And that's the cool thing about it.
Yeah, it was amazing how it kind of jumped from two different contexts. We were
Right.
talking about what my balance is, and then we went to a transfer. Right? And it
Exactly.
was just jumping context like that. It was
Exactly. Very cool. Glad you catch that. Okay. So let's talk about these cool IVR features or interactive voice response features that we released recently. So all of this is to increase that speech recognition fidelity. That's what we want, right? It's not an easy thing to understand all these different things. We all have different names from different countries and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not on the natural into the regular language dictionary. So sometimes you have to adapt. So the first feature that we released that I want to talk about is custom vocabulary. Custom vocab allows you to put things that may be jargons for something that it's not in the regular dictionary, or can be brand names like Capitalize. Same thing with refi and all these kind of things. So that's what custom vocab does.
Okay.
Let me show you real quick how custom vocab works. So I have my bot. As you see, a bot is made up of languages, a container for languages.
Yeah.
It didn't change.
Yeah. You can press escape. Yeah.
All right.
Do you
there
see
we
it?
go.
You're familiar
Yes,
like
sir.
this. You're familiar with this, right? So in here, let's go to that. Oops. Let's go to our bot. A bot is, again, container for languages. So we're going to go to English. We're going to go in there. And I have a file that has the custom vocabulary.
Oh, okay.
Custom vocabulary has these words that we talk. If you haven't done any home equity loan line of credit, you don't know what relock is, you haven't done a refi, and you have weights.
Yeah.
So those weights bias the customer inputs to those words.
Okay.
So in here is when you pick the language, you go to the bottom, and you say custom vocabulary, right?
Yeah.
You have an action, you import, you browse a file,
And you can just bring in that natural language.
you can
Yeah.
pick
Very
up
cool.
you can pick up the file,
Very cool.
and then you just bring it in.
All right. So
And that's it. You import the file, and from that point on, you have everything you want.
very cool, very cool. I want to thank you for being here with
Thank
us
you so
today.
much.
This is super exciting. And join us for the next episode of AWS On Air at Remars. I'm Brian saying goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.